Welcome viewers to the Thought Leaders Show. Today on our show we have Dr. Marcelos Vivacqua. He's an inventor, researcher, academic professor with a Ph.D. in biotechnology. He has developed treatment in the areas of non-surgical castration and cancer in mammals that has earned him multiple awards at international innovation fairs. He was appointed as the director of IFIA in Latin America by the president of IFIA. He is also the founder of Brazilian and International Innovative Inventors and Researchers Association. He is the lead initiator at the competition on promoting BRIC Industrial Innovation Cooperation and will be discussing with us today in our show. Welcome to the show, Dr. Marcelos.
Thank you very much. That's my pleasure. Greetings from Brazil to my friends from India, and I'm very honored to be here in my Startup TV.
Thank you. Dr. Marcelos, let's start by understanding, you hold, you're a medical doctor and also, you're big time into startup environment. How did this journey happen?
I'm a veterinarian doctor, and I started my research because I was very unsatisfied with the way that people used to treat animals, make them suffer. And because of that, I invented some technologies which could be used for both situations, for castration animals and for treat cancer. So in this way, I'm very happy to say that I contributed to avoid the suffering from thousands of animals without having pain for being castrated or without being euthanized by don't have the cancer treatment afforded. So after that, I started traveling around the world. I've traveled for more than 80 countries, participating in innovation fairs, invention fairs, and I awarded a lot of prizes. And I started to make connection with people around the world and became passionate about innovation, about technology. And then I make some kind of turn in my career. I went to the university, started as my doctoral degree. And after that, I started to make connection with entrepreneurs, with startups, and even I turned my academic project into startups. So then I sold them in the United States of America. And after that, I started mentoring startups, mentoring entrepreneurship. I worked hard with my association to spread the entrepreneurship and innovation concept between the young people, teenagers, children, because we hardly believe that we need to work with the new generation to have the future generation of innovators. And right now, I'm working on the government of Espírito Santo State, one of the most developed states in Brazil. I'm the subsecretary of the innovation government process. And now I represent the International Federation of Inventors Association in Latin America. That's why I'm the representative of this BRICS competition. And I'm really excited about the possibility to make the connection with India more strength. And I must thank Mr. Anand because he's a very important person in this route, in this trajectory. And I'm available to start the connection with the startups from India. And congratulations once more for the innovative initiative that you have creating this only startup TV channel in the world. I'm very happy to be here because of that.
Thank you, Dr. Marcelos. Thank you very much for that. Give us a picture or a flavor of how the Brazilian startup ecosystem is for the understanding of Indian startups and entrepreneurs.
So the Brazilian startup ecosystem has been having a great development. Just for you to have an idea, last year we have the biggest investment amount in the last years, even with the pandemic. So in this year, until now, until August, we had more investment in startups than the whole last year. So the movement is people, investors here are very excited because they realize that that's much profitable to invest in startups than put the money in bank. So, and many startups have been having a great recognition, not only in Brazil, but around the world, receiving investment from other countries as well. And for example, nowadays, we have a very innovative move here in the government, in Espírito Santo government, with the program named PitchGov. We launched challenges from the government, and then the startups present the solutions. Then we'll select 16 startups for solving these challenges from the government. And then after the period of tests to validate the MVP, if they will be approved, they will be hired for the government without any bureaucracy, and it will make the connection between startups and the government. The agility of startups make the solutions of the government for the population faster, more economic, more efficient. So that's a great initiative. Another initiative that you have been working on is to develop a website of open innovation. This website will be for startups from all the world, not only Brazil, will be in English and Portuguese as well. And then there in this platform, in this hub, will be put the challenges from the government of Espírito Santo and the solutions as well, the solutions that you have been using. So it will be started the process of the exchange of startups from Brazil, from other countries, from government, from other countries, and Brazil as well. And I have a good news because India was chosen to be our first partner. So it will be the benchmarking for the rest of the world.
That's nice to hear. Also, it looks like Brazil and India share a lot of commonalities when it comes to startup ecosystem and way startup has been thriving, or the startup ecosystem has been thriving even during the pandemic, as you rightly mentioned. So, Dr. Marcelos, tell us about the competition that you have initiated, which is also known as the BRIC Industrial Innovative Cooperation. What is this competition all about?
So this competition is the biggest one in the world when you think about the group of the countries. BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South America will be not only initiatives, startups, or researchers, companies, universities, not only from these 5 countries, but from any country. Actually, today I received some requests from United Arab Emirates to participate of this. So the idea is to connect these countries, actually all the countries that want to participate, to present the innovations which can be applied in the industry ecosystem. So that's very important because it's not only the conquest, it's not only the competition, but the follow-up of this competition. Because when you put all these actors together, you create the enormous possibilities to create connections between the startups, between the governments, between the investors and these startups which presented the solutions. That's why I'm quite sure the My Startup TV will be a great partner in this initiative, because you have been working with the most innovative startups in India. So I'm sure you can be our main actor in India to share this competition information.
It will be an honor, Dr. Marcelos, to be part of the BRIC competition. So, is this competition open to innovation from across industries, or is it only limited to certain industries?
Actually, is the industry innovation competition. It's specialized in the industry, but people need to be aware because when you talk about competition in the industry innovation, it's not about machines. For example, people can have developed some product which can be used in the pharmaceutical industry as well. So some substance, some medicine, even they can have developed some new process to be applied, for example, in the food industry. So it's not machine, because when you say industry, people use it to think about machine, but not only machine. For example, startups work with technology most of the time. So some web mobile application which can connect the industry with for example, like the Spark Open Innovation Hub. This can be used for industry to connect the demands of the industry with the startups which product some solutions. So there is a hundred of thousand possibilities for startups and researchers, academies to participate of this initiative.
So, Dr. Marcellus, I believe the cutoff date for submission of application is 13th August, and the startups who have the bare minimum requirement to be eligible to apply for this is to have a MVP. So, startups, when they apply and they get through the process, what can they expect at the end of the whole process after if they make the cut?
So the first step is to fill the application form. We're gonna send this application form for the organizers. They will evaluate these innovations. I'm a member of the jury team, and then the best innovations, which will be more connected with the challenges, will be selected for the second phase. The second phase will be characterized by the presentation of online pitch for the group of the evaluators, and then the best startups will be awarded by the digital certificate. But more important than that is the publicity that they will have, even because all these startups that will be applied will be announced in the IFIA website. As I told you, we are gonna create a news talking about this competition, put the names and the contact address of all startups that will participate. And then, of course, we can start and continue announcing the solutions of these startups. When you put in IFIA's website, more than 70 countries will have access to this information, so they can call the attention from the investors, from the governments, from the companies all around the world to be interested to acquire these solutions from these startups. So a great opportunity, and the best thing is it's free. You don't need to pay to participate. So that's a great opportunity.
True, very true. Dr. Marcelos, one important question. Because it is open for because it's a BRIC country, BRIC nations competition, and as you also said that you're getting requests and application from Middle East and other places. So the solution that the startups would be working on, or the problem statement that they will be solving, can it be from their own country, or it has to be specific to BRIC nations or any one nation in the BRIC?
No. We can receive the application from any country in the world. There is no restriction. The most important thing people must understand that BRICS itself is organizing this competition because when it receives the application form from other countries, actually the BRICS itself is creating opportunities, possibilities to connect with the other countries. So the competition is only a methodology that they are using not only to stimulate innovation in industry, but to create new connections with other countries. That's why they don't limit the participation from the countries which make part of the BRICS.
My question was, let's say if somebody was applying from Afghanistan and he or she was solving a problem which was relevant to Afghanistan as such, would that startup and entrepreneur be eligible to apply for this competition?
Yes, of course. If their solution will solve some industry problem, they are eligible for participating. That's specific. But just to reinforce what I've said, people need to think with open mind regarding innovation in industry, because it's not only machine, but many processes, many products, websites, application forms. So any solution, any innovative solution, we can make the industry process easier, faster, more economic, more innovative. So that's a huge opportunity, wide range of opportunities for startups to participate of this competition.
Dr. Marcelos, you're an investor, also mentor. What's your message to startups and young entrepreneurs?
The main challenges that I use to see, because I'm a mentor of the biggest program of Latin American startups acceleration. The name is Innovativa. And I use it to participate of mentorship sessions. And the main problem is people use it to focus too much in the technology, in the solution. They forget about the business, because investors don't invest in technology. For the investor, it doesn't matter if you use artificial intelligence, if you use machine learning. They are more interested about the size of the market, about how much money they will put and when they will have the payback, with, of course, a lot of profits. And the most startuppers, they don't like to know about the numbers. They use it to go to the pitch, focus only on the solution without seeing the big picture, because you need to sell the whole business, not only the solution. That's the main mistake that people usually to do. And I work hard on that, because in my programs of startup mentoring and my participation in workshops, because I developed a methodology named the Genome of Innovation, that in 6 steps you can create from idea a business. I reinforce all the time that you need to have a team with multiple competence, people who understand from technology, people who understand for marketing, other for accounting. So that's a combination. That's like a genome. That's the name, Genome of Innovation. Many genes to form the genome, and then the genome form the whole body. That's it.
Yes. Finally, I would like to know your thoughts about our channel. What do you think about My Startup TV?
So I have only compliments about this My Startup TV channel, because, as I told you before, the first time I've seen initiative like that disruptive innovation. It have really changed the status quo of the environment of startups. That's a great initiative to be reproduced by the other countries. And I'd like to congratulate you and your team for this initiative. And I'm quite sure in Brazil we can, not only in Brazil, but in other countries that IFIA is represented, more than 70 countries. You can have a lot of partners from this IFIA partnership, and you can teach a lot of the other countries how to do very well the work that you have been doing.
Thank you, Dr. Marcelos. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you again on our shows.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and I wish all the best for my friends from India.